few minutes. Then we will look at what we are supposed to learn today. Profitable at trading in the financial world. Just trying to get the link ready in case anybody's interested to watch. Very, very useful for me, because I always go back to check on everything, and everything, whatever it is that I say is what I'm actually also practicing. Okay. Hello, and welcome to, I wouldn't call it an episode, amazing program for today. Okay, because it's been I understand, in the business of financial trading as a whole. So let me say welcome to this live stream, and I am really ready and really happy to have myself doing this thing today. It has not been an easy journey, and now that we are going to talk about what we will be talking about today, it is something that changed that I know today. Thanks to me always putting down my ears to want to learn, to want to listen to whatever it is that I'm doing in the business of Forex as a business. I treat it like a business. Money is the end product. So today, whether you trade indices or crypto, this lesson will help you understand price movement like never before. And don't worry, I like having my videos Streamlab OBS. I could also record the video, so even if I maybe the live stream ended abruptly, I definitely am going to upload the recorded video. Will help you to understand price movements like never before. And we will be looking into something I call key levels, like what you see, those lines that you see on the screen. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. Okay, I've seen people use round number chi, which is perfect. I've seen people use, is it order block? I've seen people use support and resistance. I've seen people use supply and demand, and so on and so forth. Everybody just comes up with something different. I've seen people use, it's Mr. Johnson's or Mr. Emmanuel's zone and all of that, which is also very perfect. All right, these key levels are areas on your chart where the big money reacts. In case you do not know, I'll be delving so deeply into this so that you can understand. Okay, these levels are not random lines. They are lines that are calculated zones where price always does something. All right, and it could react, it could reverse, and even it could break out strong. Okay, it could break out strong. And okay, let me just say, don't worry if you are new to trading or you have never heard of this before. I know you may or would or should or could have heard about it, but I'm going to explain it in terms, so that everyone can follow. All right, so that makes it beautiful. Now, some people call this concept Fibonacci, smart money levels. I said all of this earlier on, but what I have done is that I have created levels for me. Okay, and the beauty of it is it doesn't just monthly time frame, and key levels on the weekly time frame levels too. Now, all of which help you to understand where price wants to go next. And let us start with the basics. Why do we even have, that's the question, why do we even have key levels? And in simple terms, it is to say that price does not move randomly. Every single movement that you see, up, down, sideways, all of this is a result of buying and selling decisions by the anywhere. They just wait for areas, they wait for zones where there is liquidity. Orders, ORDES, are resting, where traders are buying and selling. Often notice something happens. Okay, and it could either be that price will react, this chart here, price will just react here and bounce off. All right, or price will consolidate a bit before making a move, and then do what before it makes a move, or we get a breakthrough and something strongly. Now that is why what my indicator in that is what my indicator helps me to identify. Okay, those high reaction areas where price is likely to make decisions. Okay, now earlier today I showed GBP, JPY. That what you're seeing on the screen is actually the fall. It still went further down, but when I made the first video to talk about what I was going to do today, price was still around here, which made it look very perfect, very good. All right, now my indicator works on multiple times. When the monthly key level and the weekly key level are very close together, is the threshold, the lower threshold. Okay, excuse me. It is like I have come to realize that price will definitely react there. Okay, now you see we have something. Okay, look at the reaction that we see at this level here. Look at what price made here. Look at the reaction. All right, and look at the end goal here, where there was a pullback and price still came further down. All right, now those areas, twin key level zone. Okay, because when two strong time frames meet, for instance, monthly, weekly, it's like two magnets overlapping. And definitely traders, if you can find these twin zones, you definitely should be able to spot where the big money is likely to take action. writing another program like that. Okay, that program allows me to see confluence. Okay, allowed me to see confluence, you know, from 2 to 3 to more time frames. Okay, you get to see a confluence, and the next thing is to look for an opportunity to take a buy or to take a sell. All right, so which, you know, makes it always beautiful, are close together. Now that is that. Now let's look up talk about the actual levels that make up this system. Now these levels are what I call the market reaction zones. Okay, now we're talking about the actual levels that make up the systems. Okay, and every single one has a meaning to me. All right, now area, you know, and one can think of, you know, it as the ceiling where the market, like the overbought, resistance, higher high, and all of that. Okay, so it is also where liquidity, where stop losses, you know, sits above previous highs. All right, so big institutions sometimes push price into this zone to grab that liquidity before reversing. All right, now if I should move back a little bit, we can see this is that reaction. Now this is the liquidity cap here, and this is weekly. Now this is what happened here. A lot will still want to continue buying. Oh, let me just show it to you this way. Now look at this zone. This is weekly, this is monthly. Now look at what price did. Price got here into this zone, break below, came back into the zone, break below again. You think it has started, you know, got back into the zone and break above, came back into the zone, break below, then came back into the zone and break above again, and then finally this was the move. Now because I would want to can go. All right, now you see that went into another zone here. All right, so that's it. So that is what the liquidity cap, you know, stands for. Now this hold for me is a area right below the cap. Okay, and I call it a pressure zone. Okay, where price often test before deciding whether to push higher. Price got to the upper. Okay, maybe the move has started. Maybe this has just, you know, but look at what he did. The decision and down and down. All right, so that is it. So price often tests this area before, you know, it decides whether it wants to move out, which is lower. Now the third one is trending up. This is where you will often see, definitely, you know, look at one or two places to see if the upper band where it's actually here. Okay, this is the, I think. All right, so we're starting on a weekly too. Now where price often see short about that, we go back to what we were using, which is the GBP JPY 5-minute chart. Then we also have the lower band. All right, and the lower band is dips into this area just to shake out the weak hands before reversing. All right, so anytime I see like this guy, this amazing trader Trade with Kene, KCOG. I have studied this trading ideas and stuffs. I have seen how I'm still definitely going to study other people, how it was able to call a trade yesterday. I think I said that in the first video I made earlier today, that was posted on TikTok. Okay, there was a trade he called yesterday around this level here, and in fact some people will kind of like ponder, will this thing still go down? Are you sure this thing was going to go down? In fact, when I first saw it, I immediately look at, so the signal was around, it came down, that there will be something like a retest. Okay, something like a retest, and I was like, okay, let's wait for the retest. If it should come back to that area, definitely that is going to be that price was going to touch. Okay, yeah, he said he was expecting the next leg of sales to push from where it was to target 2. So it is, according to him, said it either pushes or he gets a break even. But what market did yesterday was just the price had to sluggishly, also consolidatingly, this dropped down again, and it was an actual move. So if I'm to take a trade from there, this is just additional 67, 68, 69, 70 pips to whatever it is that I may have gotten yesterday. So now look at, price got to another key level here, Euro JPY, twin key level. Look at what price did. This is the first leg, this is the second leg. The second leg went as high as touching the upper threshold and did what? Came back, the down area. Look at it, what is price actually doing? Okay, this could be a pullback in a 1 hour time frame. This could also be a pullback in the 4 hour time frame. All right, so that is that about that. Now the other one that I want to talk about is the liquidity base, where okay, it's been covered by, it's actually been covered by one of these. So let me look for, okay, now this is another one here from GBP USD, the liquidity base. Now this is where it's the bottom of the entire structure. Okay, it's actually the opposite of the liquidity cap, and it is where big institutions, okay, usually reload their long positions and start pushing price upward again. Okay, so now you can also see that's what happened here. That's what is what happen around here too. So when I see price get to places like that, I'm not saying that price is going to have monopoly. Okay, I'm not saying that price is definitely going to have monopoly over, or that my indicator was actually going to have monopoly over price, right? It's not, but it's just to let me see what are the institutions doing, what are the areas, okay, where are the areas, where are the key levels, where are the zones where price could levels, either it is stop or bottom. I expect to consolidate before choosing a direction. All right, sometimes it consolidates and it consolidates before choosing a direction. Now look at this, and this another one is in BTC USD. Price would maybe sometimes consolidate, and you will think, okay, maybe it will continue, break below and continue its way downwards, and you may do the opposite. I saw this move yesterday because of this long candle. I was like, but my orders were already filled, so I couldn't risk more. I just had to let it go. And seriously, yes, I just had to let it go. And look at where price got us overnight. Asian session, this is where it got us into another zone. Okay, so This is it. Now if you look at it, it's almost also look almost, you know, it's kind of like same, like okay, this is and below these are also twin key levels here. So what price is doing here, you never can tell where price could go to. But if it's above here, if I find a perfect entry, I'm gonna take it, you know, drop out from here. And if it is below here, if I get a nice entry, I'm gonna take it and what, drop out from here. Okay, now I watched a video on YouTube, then I think I then chapter 1 and or chapter 2. You could check it out. One of the, I think it's a hedge fund manager or something. It's been long I actually watched it. The guy, what he did was, he was so happy because he took, like, I think freaking traders, Niger guys, you know, Saudi, you know, real trader guys, Ghanaian good real traders take more than 30-40 pips daily, or anytime all their parameters are set for a buy or a sell or a long or short. It was like it took 30 or 40, I think for 30 or 40 pips. He was so, you know, happy, so relieved. Like, to these people, this thing is, they see it differently, you know, than the way that we want to break out of poverty. You know, we see it as real life, like a do or die kind of business. Okay, so if that could be, now what if they have trader mentality, but what if they can have it on trading view, I can have it on maybe like C-Trader and stuff. Okay, now this is it, how powerful, you know, this is. So now sometimes the reaction is instant, like I said. Now I don't just jump in immediately. I use something like candlesticks, behavior, momentum indicator. You know, I don't, you know, use RSI, I don't use stochastic, I don't use MACD. I use everything I built and some that I modified. Okay, now that I know all these, don't, you know, use them. So to decide whether I should buy, you know, I am not guessing and I'm not really imagining. Like a friend said on Forex Factory, he said trade what structure. All right, so let me quickly show, you know, let us quickly talk about something extra powerful here. Now on top of these 7 key levels, let me shrink it. Okay, I guess I should not shrink, I should just go to, okay, let's look at it from the, okay, let's look at it from here, or better still, all right. Okay, now on top of it, yes, my system also creates 10 price projection, you know, price 7, 8, 9, 10, and also 10 price projection, you know, below the liquidity base. All right, yeah, above and, you know, also below. Okay, so why did I do this? Because sometimes the market extends beyond what we expect. Like you can see what gold has been doing, and people will be like, and people will be like, price has, oh, gold has been in the altar to analyze the market. That makes, I'm very sure, very certain that a lot of traders out there, you know, lost out. They lose money even while gold was still going up, was still making this strong bullish, you know, move. So on, gold was, you know, continuously going, you know, I am able to show you. So I have 10. Why did I do that? Because sometimes, like I said, or beyond whatever it is that you are expecting. Oh, this is going to stop at this high, or this is the high of last month, this is the high of last year, this is the high of last week, this is the high of yesterday, this is the high of the previous 4 hours, and all of that. Now those are the future liquidity zones. Okay, now even while gold was moving past every this thing, now every new month this is going to readjust itself. Now the most, look at it, formed here, came back and formed a double bottom. It does so far so good. How many pips? Let's calculate from the week down to this place. It's about 4,000, almost 5,000 pips. Let's do the 1 hour time frame. Now all the junctions, what did gold do? Okay, let's look at it. Important level, gold broke this level, came back, touched here. This was a very important level too that gold got to this month, right? And again it started what? Another move upward. Now the move is also very well calculated by the key level indicator of my software, right? Okay, now presently, this week and presently, this is where we are. I talked about this zone and another, broke the monthly, broke the weekly, then stopped here and consolidated a little bit in between a twin key level and did what? Continued downward. Now some traders would also have thought, what would they have done, not knowing how to read levels, how to understand those levels. Now if you like, you can use or there are softwares that are also how you can also calculate it, the round numbers. Okay, the round numbers, let's just call it, will still read what it needs to read for you, but how perfect are round numbers, right? Another twin key level here, the monthly, the weekly, and since then price has done another thing, started moving up, forming higher, all of the above. Now you see, this is how beautiful it has always been, when you understand how beautiful it gets, or it becomes, when you understand key levels. So these projections help me as a trader, and also can help anybody to visualize how far price might travel once it breaks out or once it reverses. Now that means that if price breaks through the liquidity cap, I can project where it might find the next reaction. That is the that may be at projection 1, price projection 1. Even if it breaks price projection 5 monthly, right? The weekly has recalculated itself, has found a liquidity base. That is the base. You know what? Liquidity, not liquidity cap. That is the base, liquidity base. That is the bottom where I said price, could start readjusting itself. Now let me show you why this could be, or this could be happening. I'll bring it up. Another thing I always look at, but I don't think I should do that in this video, but let me try. Let's try and see what we can do. I'm trying to quickly put up some things. Okay. Now this is it. Let me quickly, while we are here, quickly analyze this so that we can also understand. Now I was talking about gold, that we have gold major direction or major move. Okay, now look at it here. Okay, I'll do this so that we can see what is on top of it. Now this is gold had done here. If it is on the upside and it's making, if gold is major move is on the upside and it's making this move here, all right, that means that gold just did what? Touched in the weekly, gold touched a liquidity base. Sorry, on the up, the price projections. Now look at monthly. This is monthly price projection. This is another price projection. Okay, that is what gold has been doing. So if gold is inside, reacting up, yes, moving up and down, bullish and bearish at the price projection above the liquidity cap, then that means it is fully, uptrend. All right, that means it's fully up to now. In here, it is not. This is thing maybe could be a pullback, could be a retreat. This could be a pullback daily and in the weekly. Now look at where price had fallen from. Okay, from liquidity cap chart is actually making us see that from the liquidity cap to the liquidity base, okay, this is what it has about. Still in the monthly chart, that price is still inside the price projection. So once this goes up and forms a base anywhere inside any of these, that is the, and I always analyze, like I said earlier, all this. So like I said, if price breaks through the liquidity cap, I can project where it might find the next reaction, right? So it will give me as a trader, or you as a trader, a clue on where price might take profit, or a trader. Every market structure, every time frame has these levels. You need to know that and know peace, and no peace and no money. Honestly, price just comes here into this liquidity base here and just forms, okay, yes, I would trigger a buy order. Nothing can stop that, because that is what institutions are also doing. All right, so you don't have to go, like I said, every time frame, every market structure has these levels. Now the higher time frame, the higher the time frame, the stronger these levels are. All right, I also was able to yearly, for me, yes, yearly key levels. I also was able to structure this software to calculate yearly for me. So once I see I have